Hi guys, and welcome to Caravan Carping and Eeling. We'll talk about the eels a little bit later. That's been going through my head. Let's get on the carping. We've got 4 days at a small complex of lakes. We've got 3 lakes there, so let's get the map up. So we've got 3 lakes here. I've only fished them once in the past, which was about 5 years ago. The large lake that we're looking at, this is the one that I fished for the 5 days. The trouble is with it is I blanked for those whole 5 days. My friend Mark, he fished the Horseshoe Lake and he got some out early doors in the mornings on the top with bread. Also there's a lot of bream in the top lake just above the Horseshoe. And I think what the fishery manager's done, from what I can see and from having been there 5 years back, is I did spot fish in the big lake. I know the carp stocking is low on this lake. I kind of figured that, you know, the guy has probably looked at that and said there's a large bit of water and there's probably a lot of natural food there. You know, if you keep stocks low, your carp are going to grow bigger. So I'm really going to be holding out. That's going to be my main one. If I can't get fish, I'm going to get on horseshoes, you know, early mornings if I'm really struggling, and try and, you know, nick a few out. But I really want one out of there because it did me over last time. In fact, Mark come up past my swim and caught a 16.5 pounder right next to me after I'd been fishing there for 5 days. I don't know what I was doing wrong. I should have put some bait on the hooks maybe. In that lake as well, I did catch a small eel, and if we zoom out a little bit, you'll notice that it's right next to the coast of Dawlish. There's a river tributary coming up through, so any eel could possibly get into those lakes. The one I caught there was 1 pound. My PB eel is 2.5 pound from St. Germans Lake down in Cornwall. So I don't know if it's anything to do with this conger lark that I've been on, but the thought of a freshwater eel, you know, not many people fish for them, and there's still some mystique about them. You know, a big eel can rock up anywhere. Let's hope this time round I don't bloody blank. I'll look a right tit if I do. Rules of the lake. Only allowed 1 rod, so that's going to be difficult. I can't put my, you know, dead baits out for my eels and fish for carp, because you're not allowed to fish it at night either. So yeah, those are the 2 big main rules that I come across that I thought, damn, that's really going to get me. Eels. Let's get serious about eels, guys. I know some people really hate them. They're a mysterious fish, you know, and a biggie could crop up anywhere. I've seen pictures of 9 pound eels. The largest is 11 pound 2. One thing to talk about the eels is we've got a good set of moons coming up. They're a predatory fish. They want the cover of darkness. They want cloud cover, humid nights, which, you know, we should have. I haven't really got any worm baits that I can use. Any lobworm, you know, it's going to be fish baits. If this large lake had a large stock of small roach, you know, tiny little fish, those eels could become predatory, and their head muscles and head jaw, you know, will actually grow to what they're eating. So, you know, you might get a wide set head for an extremely predatory eel, whereas if it's chewing on snails and crustaceans and worms, it's going to be a much shorter snouter head. There's more to talk about eels, which hopefully, you know, you'll enjoy this video and listen out for. A lot of interesting facts. You know, I want to tell you about the life cycle of the eel as well, because it's an endangered species and it's worth looking after, especially when you hear its story. These eels are taking over though. But we'll try with the carp as well. It was originally Caravan Carping, so we need to get one. If you like the video, you know, hopefully you watch it through with a nice cup of tea. But yeah, cheers guys, I'll see you in a bit. That's the spot I've just baited out, because when I was taking the first shots just over on this side, I spotted a carp down there. That's the only one I've seen on this small lake, so I've put some bait in on there. I'm not going to fish it for the minute, but just to give you a rough idea of what I might come back to, this is Horseshoe Lake, and
already, I think when I threw some more in, I seen some bubbles coming up. Because I've actually put 2 little handfuls in down here, all along here. And also a little bird, I can't think what they're called now, come over, a little coot, and he actually spooked something else that moved those reeds down there as well. So there could potentially be 2 carp down there. Put a little bit of feed in, they might stay in that corner. So let's get on the other lake. So I want to see what that big lake's going to do for me, see if I can see any monsters on it. So guys, this is the small lake that I said had a lot of bream in. But I can see carp. And you can tell how quiet I've been because they're right next to me. I didn't think there was any carp in here. They're on the top as well. I'm not fishing yet until this evening. They're of no size, 4 or 5 pound. I think these guys are basking on top. I've seen them taking a few gulps as well. There's not much weed in this lake, so they're on top, easy to spot. Guys, this is the big lake. I don't know if you can see him, but there is an absolute monster there. Remember what I was saying about the big lake? There's a few actually. Oh. Something's just kicked up all that. This is the very west side of the lake. And I've spotted 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I've spotted 5 carp here. So guys, I'm in the middle of the large lake now on the island, if you can call it an island. The back bit, you'll notice on the map, I don't think fish can get in or out of that bit. If they could, they'd be in there all the time. But yeah, that footage I've just shown you, they're up that end of the lake. I spotted 5 or 6 in the end, and one, the shoulders on it was so broad. It's 20 past 4. So I'm gonna try and get some bait in on top of them. And I'm gonna come back at 8 this evening. I'm gonna be so quiet. I wanna get my carp out the way before I start with these eels. Any of these lakes could produce the eels. And I've got mackerel and squid, chucking that in one spot, you know, a snaggy spot like this down here. Under a tree. I can bait up any spot for those eels and let that go, but it's such a hot day today, it's the hottest day of the year. They've come up into those shallows. You watch me now try and bait up around them, because I need to get some bait in. I want to keep them there, so I'll catch you in a bit. But it's 6 o'clock. I haven't had a good look. I just pretty much just stealthed round here. I'm back at the spot where I fed and seen the biggie. There still looked like there was some churns of stuff coming up, and I thought I could see what looked like big dark shapes. They must have come lower down in the water. And I've got a rod out, so only one rod, remember. I was just speaking to my granddad, and he comes up every year, and he was speaking to the fishermen, and they were saying it's very difficult lakes, especially this one. There's no one fishing it, it's just me. Be interested to know if they did have a munch on it or not, because it's only been 2 hours. And you know, if they're in this bay, to get out they've got to come out past me anyway, so. Anyway, I'll catch up when something happens, guys. This has just got really serious. I didn't think it was going to be that serious. The fact I've seen a biggie, and the fact that they're difficult to catch, means that this is going to be a bit epic. Keep watching, guys, because this could go terribly bad or terribly good. Speak to you in a bit. So the rigs I'm using is simplicity itself. just using a hair rig. Now that's £10 fluorocarbon there. Small size, 8 hook with a hair. Well, it doesn't hardly even show up underwater. Well, it's been a few hours sat there now and nothing, but I think they're out of this bay now. I think I'm going to have to move on. And I think I can see some fish. Just here. Probably can't make it out. So maybe if I pitch myself there, fish down out amongst these trees, small handful of bait. Yeah, they're moving, that's carp. So I'm on the other side, guys. I was over there. So they've come off the shallow end. They've come down here now. Or at least one or two have. By the looks of it, I'm gonna get absolutely smashed on this big lake. Or am I? What was that down there? Could have been a duck on the other side. Yeah, big carp. Right over my bait. Come on. He come down here. And then he moved fast. So did he spook off my line? I tried sinking the line. Success, guys. And he's not doing anything, he's just sitting there. He's waking up. That was close. He nearly just snagged me. There we go, guys. I thought this lake was going to beat me up bad, and it nearly did, but not quite. What do you think of that one? Ugh. Calm down, my love. Just covering his eyes. So a well happy guy. I'll put him in further down. Go on, my love. Go on. Right, guys. I'm now on the east side of the island, and the time is 20:34. I've seen a lot more activity down this end of the lake now. I was fishing that spot just there, literally there, and the other fish that I'd actually caught was there. I've heard some splashes down in amongst this now, which further makes me think that spawning is going to be happening. This is what it's all about. It's all about figuring it out. I can see it's only a shallow lake. I can see exactly what's going on. You know, I could tell that they were up there. They've moved out from up there. I picked one out from there because I knew they were moving there. And they're slowly coming down this side of the lake, so maybe that's the movement of the fish on this lake. just really simple, trying to use watercraft. And I think we've got a similar day tomorrow as well. We've got some nice pressure. The moons are going to be really dark, so, you know, the longer I can leave it for my eel, the better really. I'm going to bait up a spot with a load of stinky stuff. We've still got eels to talk about. Isn't it brilliant? I'm in again, lads. I've got a plastic bag wrapped around the line. The bag's come free, which is good. There we go. Lovely job. I'll get you a closer look at him. I certainly wasn't expecting two in one night. And they're weird, they're kind of lean and not. They're a bit of both, you know. And he's got some marks there. He's lost a scale. And he's a bit battered and bruised up, so that makes me think they're spawning. But I'm running out of battery on the camera. Let's get him back. So guys, I'm back at the first lake, the little horseshoe one. After I caught those two fish, nothing, it went absolutely dead. And it's actually dead on this lake as well. There's nothing going on, no signs that I can see. But I'm back at the swim that I baited up. I changed the rigs as well to catch those two fish. I'm pretty sure that's what got me the bites. I started using luncheon meat. And the reason I started using luncheon meat and 2 bits of corn was because every time I was pulling it in, I was getting a load of black gunk on the line, loads of silt and black. So I just jumped. Mouldy leaves on the line, and the pellets are heavy, and they were obviously sinking right down into it. And any carp coming along wouldn't, you know, possibly could have taken it. But it's up my chances to use 2 bits of corn and a bit of luncheon meat, which is more buoyant, you know. And I made sure it sunk really slowly. Anyway, it sunk down to about that, I'm pretty sure, and that's what got me the bites. So, because I was getting nothing before that and there was fish in my swim. So it's little things like that that can really buy you a bite. That was day 1. We'll see, guys. It's all going to plan, it's all going good. Never know, might get beat up tomorrow on the lakes, but we'll see. I'll see you tomorrow.